I've done a lot of fan edit reviews on this channel. In fact, most of them are Hobbit related edits. And I swore on the last one, I said, you know what? That's enough. I've done plenty. But as someone in Middle Earth once said, there's room for a little more. So let's talk about The Hobbit Battle of the Five Edits by Stromboli Bones. The way that I usually find these fan edits are from you, from the comment section. So, hey, if you have any, let's just say, non Hobbit or non Star Wars related fan edits that you'd like me to see, yeah, leave them down. And look, I'm not completely opposed to either one of those. It's just I've done them a lot. Okay, I've seen a lot of fan edits from Hobbit and Star Wars, just a ton. But others would be nice. Now, as I say in every fan edit video that I do, I can't tell you where to download these, but I can tell you that in the description there is a very handy link to Stromboli Bones Linktree, which may have the information you're looking for. But here's the thing. I have no idea how I came across this edit. I really don't. I looked through my YouTube comments, I looked through my email, I looked through my Discord. I can't find Stromboli Bones anywhere. So I'm not sure how I came across this. But Stromboli Bones, if you're out there, hey, hats off to you. Interesting work, sir. Now, with a name like Battle of the Five Edits, you might be wondering what that means. Basically, from what I understand, he started off with 5 different editors' work and basically made his own version. And then he kept pulling in some more sources. From the description over on fanedit.info, extra huge shout out to Don Camillo, whose edit served as the framework for my own. Alongside Don Camillo, I'd like to thank Spence, Dustin Lee, Late Werder, I think I'm saying that right, and Adam Denz, whose edits were the big 5 that I drew tons of inspiration from. Later on, I decided to include some things from Wraith and M4's edits, and later still, I added a few things from TM2YC and other community feedback. So as he says, he basically is compiling all of these different edits together and making one that he can put his own spin on. And the thing that's interesting about this is it's not a single movie. It's not 2 movies. It's like 5 episodes that you'd see on, like, say, Netflix or HBO. It's really well done. I'm not going to go into all of the changes, the deletions, the additions, all the things that he did because, well, that information, if you're interested, is over there on fanedit.info. But what I can tell you high level, there is no White Council scene. So that means no Saruman, no Christopher Lee. But Galadriel is there. Apparently, she had a sleepover at Rivendell. I'm not sure, but she's there for a couple of scenes, very short scenes. There's very little Evangeline Lilly. Again, I think she's a talented actor. I actually liked her performance. I don't like what the story gave her to do in the movies. So she's almost completely taken out. Like almost completely. She's blink and you miss her kind of thing. The much maligned Alfred is still here, but thankfully only in a handful of quick shots. He has a few lines, more than Evangeline Lilly, but he's not there very much. So you don't have to worry, because look, I'll be honest with you, Alfred is probably the worst addition to the whole thing that Peter Jackson did. I can't stand that character. And not in a, oh, I just love to hate him. No, he sucks. I'm sorry, that character sucks. That's just the way I look at it. I've talked a lot about fan edits and this transformative nature that I find that I find really appealing about fan edits. When you can take something outside of what the filmmakers intended and you give me a new experience. And that's really interesting. And it kind of shows the power of editing in a lot of ways. It's one of those things that I think is it's almost like doing another draft of the screenplay. It's really, really interesting stuff. And here, it's done so well in this episodic nature that it almost feels like the movie was made this way. It really is. It's done in such a good. I mean, it's so good. It's so well done that I just kept going, wow, that's really, man, I like this. it's weird how like I know this story. I mean, backwards and forwards. I mean, right? I mean, it's right there. I know I've read this story a few times, so I know it really well. It's weird how the way that it's presented can still elicit surprise from me and be like, oh, that's a really smart way of tying a bow on this episode and then move into the next one. I like that. It's one of the things that I find really interesting about, like I said, about fan edits in general, but I think Stromboli Bones did an amazing job here. My biggest single problem with the original movies, not outside of, all of the additions that they put in there, it's the lack of levity. Everything is so freaking serious all the time, and it's like this is supposed to be like a kid's story. This is supposed to be the lighter version. I mean, I get that you're trying to make it fit in the world and all that, but have some fun, and I think it's the single biggest problem, and then in that last movie, man, they just went crazy with the battles, and it's the least interesting aspect according to Tolkien. The way that he wrote those stories, the battles were just a point, like from A to B. Yeah, and then this battle happened, and let's move on. It's the thing that annoys me about the movie is it goes on for a long time, and in this case, Stromboli Bones left in some of the, I guess, the more gory aspects, which me personally, it's not my thing. But hey, it's not my edit, is it? As I've said before, a lot of fan edits are simply like going down a list of the things that this one person, this one editor likes or dislikes about a certain movie. It's like, oh, I didn't like this scene, so I'm going to take that out. Oh, I didn't like this character, so I'm going to take that out. Oh, I like this deleted scene, I'm going to put that in. I'm not saying it's lazy. I'm just saying that it tends to be one of those things where it's like, well, what if I like that character that you took out? Or what if I didn't like that deleted scene and don't think it belongs? Well, then it's really just personal preference, right? It's subjectivity at its finest. But in this case, I really enjoyed a lot of what Stromboli Bones did here, and I think, yeah, is it worth your time? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. If you own these movies, dude, check it out. So again, just to wrap up, I'm just gonna say yes, Stromboli Bones, fantastic job, fantastic job. I think you did a great job. I mean, your audio was in 5.1. You had subtitles. I mean, you had the whole package of what I like as a presentation of a new version of these movies. I think it's great. I think it's great. But I'm curious if you've seen the Battle of the Five Edits. Let me know down in the comment section. Again, do you like it? Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite edit out there? Are there other edits? Again, maybe other than The Hobbit or other than Star Wars that you might think I want to check out. Yeah. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.